Hey guys, welcome back to the Music by Mads podcast. Today we're going to talk about the Opalite music video. I'm so excited. It just came out this last Friday, yesterday for YouTube, so obviously we have to talk about it now that it's out for everybody. Before we do that even, we have a couple things I want to talk about. It leads into it, I promise. It's been a busy week for us because last week I published 4 articles, including the one of them that we're going to talk about today. In depth. Like, today in depth. So please, this is my advertisement to please go read the blog. Please. One of my articles is a little outdated because it was about the Super Bowl, but please go read it anyways. Like, go give me the views. It's quite helpful. It's very helpful to have the views, obviously. It's linked in my link tree, just musicbymads.com/links. Mads is spelled with 2 Ds. I'll put it on the screen for my video watchers. Please, 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 don't prove I'm right. Please go read my blog, please. Yeah, that's it. Well, I should probably tell you what I wrote last week. So I had 4 articles, which is a lot. That is a lot of articles. Oh my goodness, what did I write about on Monday? I genuinely cannot remember one of the topics. Oh dear. Anyways, one of them is a mystery topic because obviously I can't remember. I put it out on Monday evening. That's all I remember about it. It is one of the articles on there. Dear goodness, I cannot remember. Then I put out an article about how you can actually support indie artists in 2026. Go read that one. It's for some people, it's going to be like, well, duh, like, obviously, that's how you support indie artists, but some people might not know. Maybe they want to get into indie music and they're unfamiliar. So now they know. It's going to be spectacular. And then we've got the Super Bowl article. So it's the top 10, 10 songs for a playlist to pregame the Super Bowl kind of a thing. The last one I want to talk about is the one that is in line with our topic today, and it's called Taylor Swift Might Have Just Saved Music Videos. So, we'll get to that in just a second. Before we even get into that, context for those of you who may not know, who may not be Swifties, who may not even care about this, and just like, I'm just here to give you a stream. Thank you, if you're doing that. I hope you care by the end of this. That's my job, is to convince you to care. It's not my job, but I make it my job for some reason. Taylor Swift just named her second single off of her latest album, The Life of a Showgirl, and it's track 3, Opalite. If you have been with us since season 1, you'll know that Opalite was one of my favorites from the album. When I rated it, it's still one of my favorites. I think it might be my favorite. It's gorgeous. It's wonderful. It's very happy, very like dancey. People say it sounds like a Christmas song. I hear it a little bit, but it's not like so overtly Christmas that you just can't listen to it any other time of the year. It's phenomenal. It's a great song. So yeah, she named that a single. And now she has put out an acoustic, like a stripped, is not necessarily an acoustic version, it's more like a stripped version since there's more voices than just her one track. And a music video that came out Friday on Spotify and then yesterday on YouTube. So before we talk about the actual video, we need to talk about why it came out on Spotify first and YouTube later, because this is really important. So Billboard, as you may know, the Billboard's Hot 100 list, the Billboard charts are being weighted differently now. So originally there was less of an emphasis put on ad-supported streams, but now the emphasis is even lower because they are prioritizing subscription on-demand based streams. Those are king in the Billboard Hot 100 ratings. That being said, I mean, YouTube was sad. That being said, YouTube was sad. Because YouTube is largely ad-supported free streams, which means their votes are now counted way less. Except they aren't being counted at all. Because YouTube, in this announcement came out in December that Billboard was like, hey, we're not going to count these ad-supported streams as heavily. YouTube then announced that in January, when this new weight system went into effect, that they would be pulling out from the Billboard charts. So YouTube streams no longer count towards the Billboard Hot 100 list. And everybody on Instagram, everywhere I saw, everybody was like, well, this is the death of the music video. Like, music videos are going to go away now because artists won't be able to put out videos and have them get views and get streams. So they're just not going to do it. Here comes the fun part. Because Spotify just introduced a music video platform. So premium users at this point, I'm guessing it's going to be all users eventually. But it's still kind of in its beta rollout, I think. Maybe I'm wrong and maybe they are going to keep it just a premium feature, which makes sense because they want people to buy their subscriptions. They are raising the prices way too high for that, unless they're going to pay artists more. Like, just stop it, guys. But they are rolling that out with premium users, is that you can switch to watching a music video. So that has changed the game, where the streams can still be counted with videos. Someone was always going to do it. I should say this first. Someone was always going to do it, but Taylor Swift got there first, and she's the first artist to roll a music video out exclusively on Spotify and Apple Music. For a couple days. She exclusively rolled it out on Spotify and Apple Music for Friday, February 6th, Saturday, February 7th, and then on Sunday, yesterday, it went out to everybody else on YouTube and all the other video platforms. She now holds the record for most streams on a music video in Spotify in a day, which is granted a new record, and that is likely going to be broken, possibly by Taylor Swift herself in the future, but it's going to get broken because it's just a new record. But this is very important in the music industry because she just single-handedly saved music videos from dying as a large art form. Because music videos would always exist, people would still go and watch and appreciate music videos, but now there's no chance of that being a scarcity anymore because Taylor Swift has changed the game. And again, somebody would have done it at some point. I'm not saying that she was always going to be the only one to do it and to pioneer this. It's just that she got there first, and it just shows how smart of a businesswoman she is and a trendsetter, really. Like, she's driving the music industry, which is crazy because often she's 36 now. Often 36-year-old artists, let's be specific, 36-year-old female artists usually aren't that big in the charts, but I can't even form sentences. Her longevity is insane because she's still on a trajectory that is not like any other. Her Life of a Showgirl got her biggest debut of an album she's ever done, and it's her 12th album. Everybody thought she peaked with the Eras Tour. I think she's going to keep going for a little while, at least. I think she will choose to slow down a little bit, but she'll never stop. And I appreciate that because I always love consuming new art. And yeah, I love consuming new art. But it just attests to how smart of a businesswoman she is and how much of a trendsetter she is, that she got there first and was able to save music videos. Like, could you imagine a world where you don't get to go watch basically a small short film? Like, well, it's just a music video, but like this video telling a little bit of a story. I love music videos so much. I enjoy watching them. I think they're some of the most fun things an artist can do, especially when they have the budget, like Taylor Swift does. I think the budget for Opalite, this music video, was $1 million, which part of me was like, how is that $1 million? Like, there's no way. And then I was like, wait, but the location and all the decorations and all of that. We'll get into it because those are important. But she did rent out a mall to shoot. So that's where I was like, I can see how this adds up to $1 million. Yeah. I think I've bled that topic dry, but you should go read the article. I basically just recapped the whole article for you, but you should go read it because then I'll get a view. Go like it, go share it, go do all the things. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of my writing. Go read all of the blog. There's my ad for my own blog. Yeah. So now it's out everywhere. Now it's out on YouTube, on everything. I literally just watched it on YouTube, gave her another stream as I was writing this outline so I could make sure I caught all of the Easter eggs that we're going to talk about. Because if there's one thing that Taylor Swift does really well, it's Easter eggs. She is known for being an Easter egg maniac. And this video, I think I missed some. And I was like Googling like, who wrote articles on this? Who caught Easter eggs that maybe I didn't? And I wrote all of those ones down. Then I went back through the video and I wrote more down. And then I think I still missed some. But that's okay, because I'll write another article this week. And I'll make sure to add some of the ones I might have missed. Because I'm 100% sure I missed something. And something important. So don't worry, it's coming. Just go read the blog and you'll see it. You'll see all of it. I'll do a specific video. Maybe I'll do a specific social media video to promote the blog. But yeah. Anyways. To talk about the music video in general though, because we kind of glazed over that. It was so fun. It was this 90s themed, like late 80s, 90s, early 90s themed video about two people finding love through this product called Opalite. It's a spray and it like gives you exactly what you need. It's so cute. And like all the costuming, she's brunette in this video and she looks phenomenal as a brunette. I like bring back the cheerleader from You Belong With Me, right? Like that's who she is. It's goofy, it's funny, it's got a lot of metaphors and layers that we're going to talk about because we're going to count those as Easter eggs. They're not really Easter eggs, but they're kind of in the same realm where it's like these things all kind of lead one to another and they kind of blend and build the art form. It was fun. She had a great cast. I cannot wait to tell you about the cast she had, which is another Easter egg, a retroactive Easter egg. Anyways, it was great. It just followed the storyline. First verse focuses on her as the lonely woman, is what her character's called. And then the next verse is on the guy she falls in love with in the video. And he's the lonely man. And it's just a great metaphor for how her relationships have gone, how the man she falls in love with, Travis, how his relationship has gone, ex-relationships have gone, and then how they found each other and how they view their relationship. So, bam, you got the basic plot line. It's much easier to see it and watch it than to hear it explained. So I hope you have either already watched it or are going to go back and watch it again to catch some of the Easter eggs, or I can convince you to watch it for the first time because it really is such a fun, it's almost nostalgic. Like, it's kind of a nostalgic video since it's got that late 80s, early 90s theming. It just feels fun and goofy and nostalgic, I think is how I would officially describe it. Fun, goofy, nostalgic. Finger guns. So now we get to talk about the Easter eggs. And again, this is not a comprehensive list. I'm sure we're going to be uncovering Easter eggs for months and months and months because that's how it goes, because people are still discovering Easter eggs from like Look What You Made Me Do music video. Like, people are still finding things that they're like, wait a second, all this thing for this reason, and this thing for this reason. It's a whole activity. People say that Swifties are crazy, and yes, we are some of us a little crazy. But you would be too if you had to decode everything. Come on. I'm kidding. You might not be that crazy. But yeah. So the first Easter egg, Taylor Swift went on the Graham Norton show this last fall to promote her album. They filmed before the music came out, like the album. That's what I'm thinking of. They taped the show before the album came out, so it's like they're all jamming to Fate of Ophelia, but they don't hear it, so they're all just kind of like dancing to nothing. But obviously you have to keep it under wraps. It's like a huge thing. You have to keep it all under wraps. But anyways, the point I'm so scatterbrained right now. The point of all of me saying this, she went on the Graham Norton show, and every person who appeared on that show with her was in the music video. Every single person. So here's the cast of the main cast of the Opalite music video. Cillian Murphy, Domhnall Gleeson, Greta Lee, Jodie Turner-Smith, Lewis Capaldi, and Graham Norton himself. So each person has their own role. We'll just go back through the list again just to tell you. So Cillian Murphy is like the spokesperson for Opalite. He's the voice at the very beginning of the music video, and he does like a commercial for Opalite. And then the lonely woman, who is played by Taylor Swift, orders it later on, as does Domhnall Gleeson's character, who is the lonely man. So if you don't know who Domhnall Gleeson is, he was in Harry Potter, he was in Star Wars, he's also in that new show called The Paper. So he's in a new show, it's an Office spinoff. He is actually the reason the music video happened this way. Because he made a joke on the Graham Norton show. He's like, well, I'm just trying to get into a Taylor Swift music video now. Like, he just is talking about his career. He's like, guess what? This is the next move. And she's like, you see in her face, she has an idea running through her head. And in her post talking about the music video, she's like, literally the next week, I emailed him with a basic script of what was going to happen in this music video. So that's kind of how that all came about, which is really cool. Then Greta Lee, her cameo comes in on the TV. She's like on MTV, basically. And she's singing Opalite. So it's in this universe, it's her song that she's singing, because Taylor Swift does karaoke to it. Her character does karaoke to it, but Greta Lee plays the singer who sings it, and the set she's in the video on the TV for MTV is the cover of the acoustic version, the stripped acoustic version of Opalite, which was such a fun little Easter egg as well. And then Jodie Turner-Smith, she leads one of those like 80s, 90s exercise classes on TV that the lonely woman is doing in her home with her best friend, which we will get to in a second. Then Lewis Capaldi, he is a photographer at the mall when they do like one of those cheesy mall photo shoots that like everybody does as a joke now, but like were so popular in the 90s and stuff. And then Graham Norton's himself, but Graham Norton is he's the sponsor for Nopalite, which is the opposite of Opalite. Like, it gets rid of things you don't want in your life. It doesn't bring you what you need. It gets rid of other things. So, it's funny. It's a really cheesy and fun video. So, the lonely woman's best friend, like I mentioned just a second ago, is a pet rock. And this rock is representative of a lot of things. It represents somebody who does nothing in the relationship. Like, it's like stone cold. Like, no emotion, no nothing. Just kind of represents that. She's like making a friendship bracelet for it. She takes it to the bar with her. It's so silly. She does like everything with this rock. She swings on a swing with the rock, which is, it's another lyric reference. I just can't think of which song it is. So I'll put that in my article on my blog, which lyric reference that is. But she does all of these things with this rock, and it's just giving nothing back. Like, it's just absolutely nothing. Another fun thing about the pet rock specifically is that the pet rock was created and like started selling in 1975. those of you who are down with the lore in Taylor Swift world, you will know that the 1975 is Maddie Healy's band. Maddie Healy and Taylor Swift had like a 10-year long off and on situationship. And then they finally got together for a little bit. Back in 2023, right before she started dating Travis, they broke up. Now she's with Travis, obviously. Very short, like it's long time coming for the relationship, but very short in the end. We got a lot of songs about him, including The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. So, the pet rock was invented in 1975, and it didn't last very long. The pet rock wasn't sold for very long. So, anyways, the box that the rock came in is another lyric reference to My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. It says my best friend with exclamation points on the box. And that is a lyric reference, and I'll go more in depth. Like, he was my best friend is a big part of that song. Another thing she does with the rock specifically is she uses it as a dumbbell for the exercise class that she does. Like, she's like doing Russian twists holding the rock. And that can represent how that relationship was weighing her down, kind of a thing. But it also made her stronger. It's like a whole, like, there's so many metaphors that could be a thing, and things like people are just creating on their own that aren't necessarily an Easter egg, that she's probably like, well, I didn't think of that, but now that's true, I guess. But yeah, she also saves a seat for the rock at the bar, which is a reference to her song Lover, where it's like, I'll save you a seat. Like, it's like, and at every table I'll save you a seat is the lyric. It took me a second to get there. That's a lot of what happens with the rock. There's layers. There are so many layers. And this isn't like, I'm not one of those Swifties that's like decoding all of this. I'm like, oh, cool, somebody decoded that. And then I commit it to memory, because that's the kind of stuff I like to remember, is like symbolisms. It's cool. So then we've got more Easter eggs. That was just one. That was just about the rock. And like there's like 4 Easter eggs with that. Whoa. Okay. So after the first chorus, we cut to the lonely man. And he is in a relationship with a cactus. And the point of having it be a cactus is that the cactus is toxic and actively hurting him whenever he tries to give it care and love. So he gets poked a bunch of times and he's bandages all over because he just keeps getting hurt from this cactus. But in one scene, he's at a restaurant with the cactus on a date, and in the background, you can see a picture of Portofino, Italy, which is a reference to Elizabeth Taylor from The Life of a Showgirl, where she said that view of Portofino was on my mind when I called you at the Plaza Atene. Super simple. Like, that's just a simple, like, oh, that's fun. Like, it's Portofino in the background. There's also a movie poster at the movie theater where there's a movie called The View of Portofino. Cool. Yeah. So then they both order Opalite, and they get it in their box. It's like blue and like glowing when they open it up for dramatic effect. And then they each spray something to make it better. He sprays the cactus, and the cactus disappears, and she sprays herself, which is another Easter egg for Antihero when she says, it's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. Like, that's the whole point of Antihero, and it continues through there. She thinks she's the problem in her relationship, so she tries to fix herself, when in reality it was the other person was not right for her and wasn't giving her what she needed in a relationship. Ergo, she gets teleported to the lonely man's house, the cactus gets teleported away, and he cares for her and like helps her feel better. And so there's a scene where it's like the telephone booth in Fortnite where she's sitting on top of it, just getting doused in rain, and this other person's just like often who knows what. I mean, it's Post Malone just singing at the bottom of the telephone box, but he's not even paying attention. That character's not even paying attention to her, where he's using his shower head to clean the opalite goo off of her. after she's teleported there, and so he's like he's cleaning her off and making her feel better. And so they like start this cute little relationship, and then in the chorus, like, so they're in the chorus, they're starting this cute relationship. They go to the photo booth. I did not do this in order, so we might have to come back to that because I won't remember everything. Where did I write that down? Do you guys know? I also scrolled too far in my outline. Here we go. Yeah, it's a little bit later in the outline, but we'll skip it later and we'll do it now. So they go to the photo shoot with Lewis Capaldi, the photographer, and technically his character's name's the greatest photographer to ever do it. So shout out to Lewis Capaldi, the greatest photographer to ever do it. And he's like, oh my gosh, can I be your friend? And they like make a new friend. But there's a couple Easter eggs specifically. There's a crown that people are speculating that represents her career, and like how her relationship with her career is like she's like they want you to rise but they don't want you to reign, I guess, is probably more specific. And father figure is that lyric. But there's an arch. So the backdrop is a sky with clouds, nice blue sky with clouds, and then there's a nice little flower arch, and if you look at it, it looks very similar to the arch from Travis and Taylor's engagement photos from this past August. And that's so cute. Like, that's just a fun little Easter egg. Like, of course that would be something important to her that she'd want to put in it. It's like, when you see them side by side, you're like, oh my gosh, that totally is supposed to look similar, but like when you see it first glance, you're like, oh cool, little pretty flower arch. It's adorable. And then behind the camera, so you see several shots like going back and forth as movies and stuff do. There's 4 pictures in the back, and that's her band. So her band makes a cameo in the pictures in the background. I can't tell if they're like younger versions of themselves or if it's just like a specifically stylized picture that she has of them. I don't know why she has that. Maybe she invited them and like had them do a stylized picture for it. I've got hair on my face. I can feel it. Hopefully you guys can't see it because who wants to have hair on their face when they're on camera? But it's bothering me. And so they're in the background there. Then in the bridge, they're still at the mall, but now they've got like pretzels. She's got a cute little cat sweater on. Got to feature her cats. And she's like, they hold hands, and it's so cute. Like, it's just like a cutesy thing. But the mall is like decked out. She rented a whole mall, and I've seen like people have found pictures of them side by side, the exact same place, like framing and all of that. And she like hung new lighting. She decorated several storefronts, posters, ads, like everything is completely decked out for this music video. And all of the stores are lyric Easter eggs. So there are 3 stores that I could find that I just like found at first glance. There might be more. I can't remember if there's a 4th one, but I have 3 of them. So there's one called Sweeter Than a Peach, which is a lyric in The Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter. Then we've got Infamy Loves Company. So it's Infamy Loves Co. From Cancelled. And then Dear Protege from Father Figure, which is pretty cool. Speaking of Father Figure, I forgot to mention this earlier. In the background of a lot of her shots from the beginning, there's a CD, a Faith CD, which is a George Michael album, which Father Figure is on, and then there's a George Michael poster also on the set. So that's a really great, way to, again, acknowledge the interpolation that she that was very well done on Father Figure, and like incorporate George Michael into her work. Oh my gosh, I forgot another one. So there's also a scene right before she goes to the bar where she gets kicked out for saving a seat for a rock. She's like got this red string that she's like trying to tie around her dress, and that's representative of her song Invisible String, and trying to make the invisible string work when it wasn't in her previous relation, like one of her in her previous relationships, honestly. And so now when we get to the point where she's with this other person, she found her, like, we don't see a string again, but it's clear that the invisible string wasn't working because it just wasn't her person, her forever person. It was just for that moment in time. Anyways, back to the bridge, because we also see the fork and the cactus. The fork? Who's the fork? The rock and the cactus. I don't know where I got fork from. Oh, it's because I'm thinking of The Good Place, and if for Good Place fans, you know why I'm thinking fork. I don't know where my brain just pulled that out of, but it pulled it out of somewhere. So then, this is like so much fun. I'm just rattling off information. She's got the cactus giving the middle finger to both of them because he dumped her and dumped the cactus, and now he's with the lonely woman, and he's the lonely man. And then the rock has the friendship bracelet changed, and the text on it now says F you forever. It doesn't just say F, it says the whole thing. But we're trying to keep this clean, guys. Get your minds out of gutter. But now my Good Place fans will understand where fork came from. And so that is also a lyric reference to her song Mad Woman from Folklore. There we go. Which is like, she mouths F you forever. So, wow. Wasn't that a lot? That is a lot. That's not even all the music video, because we still have the last chorus. Gosh, that hair is on my face again. So if I keep touching my face, that's what I am doing, is I'm trying to find the stupid hair that's on my face. Yeah. So before we finish out the video, because they've got their cute little dance, but the Eras family is here. So obviously I talked about the band, but the whole, like, a lot of the dancers are in the, gosh, darn it. That hair. A lot of the dancers are featured. So Jan's in the beginning in the commercial. I cannot remember her name for the life of me, but another dancer is also in the commercial. She's like the main girl in the commercial. Cam's one of the judges at the dance competition. Gosh, what is his name? Wiley and then the other guy go visit the Opalite booth. And Wiley sprays the other guy with it, and he disappears. And then there's one other, oh my gosh, what is his name? There's one other guy. He was the guy in Tolerate It. And he's the bartender. Oh, and then the movie attendant is also, the movie theater attendant is also an Eras Tour dancer, and he kicks the lonely man and the cactus out. Because he thinks he's crazy. So they're all there. And yeah, so Cam's a judge at this dance competition where they're doing their silly little dance. I'm trying to convince my husband to learn it with me for social media, but if I can't, I'll just do it on my own, and that's okay. He doesn't have to dance. And they, sorry, I had to skip around to my outline, and now I'm lost. So they make Cam makes a cameo. And so they're doing their silly little dance, and they get all zeros at this dance competition. But what I want to draw your attention to is the two older ladies that are sitting at the judges' table with Cam and this other old guy. I don't know who the old guy, maybe he's meant to represent the dads, Brads, and Chads. Wait. Okay, so we've got the two old ladies who I think represent Sarah's and Hannah's in their Sunday Best from But Daddy, I Love Him. And this other old dude who I think now, as of literally a few seconds ago, he represents the dads, Brads, and Chads from the Time interview, the Person of the Year interview she did a couple years ago now. That might be it. I'll have to go back and watch it, because he didn't seem very Dad, Brad, and Chad-ish, but that's, if we're throwing out Easter eggs and they could be the Sarah's and Hannah's, then maybe it is. And then there's Cam. He's just there for fun. Other little Easter eggies that you might have missed in the video that I just kind of threw in at the end there. Austin's at the Christmas party that the lonely man and cactus attend, where he's trying to he thinks about kissing the cactus under the mistletoe, and he's all bandaged up, and he's like, maybe not. Austin is in the back left corner. And for those of you who don't know, Austin is Taylor's brother, her younger brother. Then there's a book in the background in one of the shots that has TV on it, which is Taylor's version, and it's green, so people are like, wow, maybe we're gonna get Debut, because she had butterfly clips, but that was a 90s style, so it's like, maybe, but also, that's just kind of there. Due to the period, and makes it sound so old, the period of time, and just the styling of the video. But she also wipes some glitter on her, which is another reference to Antihero, but the music video, and it was greenish, tealish. It was Debut colors, so it could have been Debut colors. I keep doing this, but that's how she did it. Yeah, a lot of people think that Debut Taylor's version is soon. I'm still in camp. She's taking a break and she'll be out for a little while, and that's okay. Bring back artist hiatuses, because people used to literally take like a year off in between. Like, they'd put out an album. I guess they'd be touring a lot of the time. They'd put out an album, go tour the album, and then the next year write and produce another album, and then cycle continues. So you got like breaks in between. I'm like, go take your hiatus. Like, go do it. We can wait for new art, because there's plenty of other new art that we can listen to in the meantime. Anyways, it was fun. Garbage is Still Garbage was fun, because she did like a Where Are They Now kind of a thing, and Garbage was still garbage. And Men Will Let You Down, The Years Nor Never Will, from her docuseries, that quote. And I think also her Time interview, like, the trash will take itself out every time, kind of was a big thing she said in that interview. Yeah, there we go. Another thing I loved that is less Easter eggy and more just like smart film technique, all of the colors at the beginnings of their like little arc. So like when she's just the lonely woman with the rock and he's just the lonely man with the cactus, the colors are a little more muted. And as the video progresses, they get brighter and brighter, especially after they meet. And I thought that was such a nice little touch, that life was all shiny and new and fun and bright, with the person they were meant to be with. Like, and that matches their energy and everything. And I think that's it. I think I just recapped. Gosh, my nose. Why is everything itchy? I found the hair. It was Kevin's. I found the hair while I was checking my camera. It's Kevin's, one of our executive producers. I can't believe he would do this to me. Kevin. It's okay. He's just shedding. He's a cat. He can't control it. I think there's another one, and it's driving me crazy. Anyways. So it might have just taken me, 40 minutes to recap a 6-minute video. And I might not have gotten all of the Easter eggs. Wow. Okay. Anyways, so that's it. That's the whole thing. That is the whole episode. Except for one thing, because now it's time for the Song of the Day segment. And of course, number 1 on this list is Opalite. And this song is already on the playlist, so I'm going to put the Life is a Song version, which is the stripped acoustic version. So now you get 2 versions. But Opalite, highly recommend watching the video, of course. Stunning. And then the rest of these are, I think it's all different artists today, which I'm very proud of, because sometimes I chunk artists together because that's kind of how I like to listen to music, but everything's a different artist today. All 7 songs have a different artist. 7 songs, 7 different artists. In line with that, of course, let's keep going. Our next song has been trending on social media a lot in the past few months. I had never heard it before it started trending. which I'm very sad I hadn't because it's a great song. Breaking Dishes by Rihanna. What a fantastic song. Same album as Disturbia. Of course it was going to be a banger. There you go. Then we've got Maine by Noah Kahan. Very different vibe from Opalite and eating cat hair right now. Very different vibe from Opalite and Breaking Dishes, but very fun. Been getting a lot more into Noah Kahan recently. I'm very excited for his new album. We'll talk about it for sure when it comes out. That album and Harry Styles' new albums. We'll talk about both. Then we've got Man I Need by Olivia Dean, our best new artist. I was so hoping she would win, and she did, and I'm very happy she did. She's got such a classic feel. People have been calling her a classy artist, but I feel like that's not quite the right adjective. I think classic is more in line with it, because classy can be like, people sometimes use it as a put down thing for other people. But she's a very classic feeling artist. She has lots of jazz influence, lots of R&B influence into her. I'd say it's more R&B, like pop R&B vibe with a lot of jazz influence in the chord progressions and the instrumentation. Very fun, very great, very good. Speaking of more jazz influence, Talk It Up by Sammy Ray and the Friends. Fantastic song. I don't remember who showed it to me. It was a friend showed it to me, and it was so good. I haven't listened to it in a while, but I've been thinking about it. I'm going to listen to it again because it's a really good song. Then we've got 22 and Some Change by Stephen Day. It's a good song. It's just a solid pop jam. And then Daylight by Jordy Searcy. Another solid pop jam. Lots of smaller, more indie artists today. Very proud of. I'm trying to listen to indie artists a lot more. Because I feel like I get so locked on to my like big artists, but I want to discover more indie artists, and I want to support more indie artists. That's my goal for 2026, is to discover and support more artists. And yeah, that's it. Be sure to go read my blog. And follow my Instagram, follow my Facebook, whatever you need to do to find me, to get more information about episodes. We're going to be talking about lyric Easter eggs on the blog, because that's fun. And I think there's enough in that music video alone that we can talk about. I could probably write a very long article about all of the Easter eggs, but we're going to try and keep it short, so that it's not too much of a burden for you to read, because you already listened to this podcast episode. But yeah, follow my Instagram, follow my Facebook. I'm really trying hard to get to 1,000 followers by the end of the year. I think that is not a lofty goal at all. I think I could get 2,000 by the end of the year, but we're in a rut right now. So just go watch things, go save and share things, because those are the metrics Instagram really wants to see right now. But yeah, everything that I just mentioned is in my link tree, musicbymads.com/links. Which is, Mads is spelled with 2 Ds, so musicbymadds.com/links. So if you want to go support me through those. I'm also on, all the streaming platforms I'm on are Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. So if you're listening to one and prefer to use another one of those, I am on all of those. And that's everything. That was like a huge long ad just for myself, which I guess this is what it's supposed to be. But now you know where you can find me. Finger guns again. Anyways, we will see you guys next week. I have no idea what we're talking about. I need to be better at planning, but there's so much going on in the music world right now, so it's kind of hard to plan. So, surprise for next week. See you then. Bye.